Hi, this is a late Sakusa birthday post. I only got the idea to make one today and was close to not doing so once I realized how late it was to do so, but I don't care. I tried something new with this and I decided not to do the first person perspective, but tell me if you like that one better. All I have left to say is hope you enjoy it, and as always I recommend speeding the video up. I personally like doing that, but everyone has different tastes. Like and follow if you like to see more of this.
Practice finally ends, and Sakusa just feels like going home, eating and sleeping. But of course, since it was a special day, there were other things planned for him. Come on Kyo bro. It's an important day. Sakusa just continues to change out of his uniform, trying to ignore all the idiots who are trying to convince him to go drinking with them. Yeah, and it'll be on us, like our gift to you. Sakusa just grabs his bag and looks at Atsumu, who seems to be too focused on something else to notice Sakusa's signs for help out of their annoying situation. Look, I don't like drinking. I don't plan on ever doing it, and if I do, it certainly won't be with you guys. The two have offended looks on their faces while Mian lets out a chuckle before intervening. The two of you are clearly just trying to cover up the fact you forgot to get him something. They both look away awkwardly. But I did too, so I'm forcing you to go. Sakusa sighs before trying to send his last signal to Atsumu, who still doesn't catch them and is just staring at something on his phone. Okay, fine, but I'm leaving as soon as any of you get tipsy. That's fine by me. I've got a record. Sakusa rolls his eyes, ignoring the idiot and trying to figure out what Atsumu is doing on his phone.
そっちかい。俺解明しようかな。アホか。サム。オサムの。サム。
And so he kept his word. I meant not drunk. He hiccuped halfway through his phrase. Yeah, and you didn't have a drink. I told you I don't like drinking. He got off of the stool he had been sitting on and looked around, trying to look for someone. I'm heading to the bathroom before I go. Sakusa makes his way to the bathroom to look for Atsumu, but instead, he finds it empty with no occupied stalls. He checks back to the table before deciding to leave and finds him outside on the phone, again. Samu, just buy him something volleyball related or you related. I would love to help you figure something out for your boyfriend. But I do have something important to do right now, so. The call seems to end and Atsumu puts his phone back in his pocket. Is staying on your phone really that important? He turns around and his face has this stupid grin on it that Sakusa wants to either slap or kiss out of him. He hasn't decided. Of course not, Omi. Not on this special day. Sakusa scoffs as Atsumu walks over to him and hands him something that was in his pocket. Sakusa takes it and tries his best to hide his excitement because although he would never admit it, Atsumu's gift was the only one that mattered to him. As he takes off the gift wrapping, he glances over at Atsumu, who looks more excited than the birthday boy himself. A photo album? Yes, but open it. Sakusa flips the cover open and immediately realizes whose pictures they are. How did you get these? Your dad had a lot of them saved up in his basement and he just gave them to me with no questions asked. Sakusa continued to look at the photos, but there was one that he couldn't take his eyes off the most. His eyes glossed over as he looked at the picture and gets a flashback of that day. His family had gone flower picking and his dad had taken a picture of young Sakusa handing his mum a flower, and she had the biggest smile on her face. She passed a few weeks after this. He looked up at Atsumu, who looked as though he felt guilty. Thank you, Atsu. Sakusa engulfed him in a hug and tried his best to not cry on his shoulder in the middle of the sidewalk with many people walking by. Your dad wanted me to tell you that she would be very proud of you. He couldn't stop himself anymore and he just let all the tears that had built up behind his eyes fall. After some time, Sakusa had calmed down and Atsumu decided to take them to their next destination, which apparently Sakusa should already know where it is. Our apartment? Atsumu shook his head lightly and continued to focus on the road. Before I keep guessing, can we talk about how you're actually driving well? Atsumu gasps offendedly as if he doesn't know what Sakusa is saying is true. I'm a good driver. Sure. Sakusa chuckles a bit and it brings a smile to Atsumu's face before he admits it. I've been practicing. With who? No one. Well, you could have asked me to help you. Yeah, but then you would know where we're going. Wait. Sakusa felt dumbfounded as he tried to understand what was going on. Have you only been practicing how to drive to this location? Yeah. Is that bad? Well, no. But it would be better to drive on different roads so you could know how to get to other places. Atsumu just hums. Well, this is the only important place I need to know how to get to. Okay, I'll be teaching you how to drive tomorrow. I know how to drive. MHM.
出たよ。 何？
アツムは時々、びっくりするくらい考えなしだよねっつう話。
Once they arrived at the place, Sakusa immediately understood what the other boy meant when he said that he should have known. Do you remember now? Atsumu said with a wide grin on his face, and Sakusa couldn't fight back the smile in his. He took off his mask. This place could never trigger him. It wasn't the cleanest place on the planet, but he also knew he had cleaned it the last time they were here. Yeah. It was where we first hung out after confessing. Yeah. And I remember you being scared of going up the ladder. Atsumu let out a chuckle while Sakusa is still in awe about all of this. Come on, let's go. Atsumu tugged at his sleeve before running to the tree house they used to always hang out in whenever they had a training camp or just met up. Sakusa paused before running after him. Once they were both inside, there seemed to be another surprise for Sakusa. Surprise number 3. There was a picnic towel on the floor and a basket filled with Sakusa's favorite treats and more. There are blankets, pillows and a projector with a pile of all of Sakusa's favorite movie CDs on the floor next to it. This was on our bucket list of things to do when we're older, remember? Sakusa nodded and grabbed Atsumu around the waist. We can have a real one outside someday, okay? Sakusa brought their faces closer until their lips were touching. The kiss was soft, almost as if it was thank you for all of this, but it still felt like their first. I love you so much, Atsumu. I love you too, Omi. I don't know what I did to deserve you. You brought me fatty tuna on our first date. They both chuckle and enjoy the presence of the other. Also, are we 100% sure this place isn't owned? I hope so. Bonus. For the rest of the night, they watched movies, ate snacks and just enjoyed Sakusa's birthday as if it was their last day together. Once they tired down, they changed up the setup and turned it into a fort. It wasn't exactly big to fit both of them, but it gave them another reason to cuddle closer. Happy birthday, Omi. Thank you, Atsu.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to leave suggestions if you have any.